Hey everyone, this is Chris and Claire with Immersion Travel Magazine, and our mic is off. You can tell this is the first time doing it. We forgot to turn our mic on. This is Chris and Claire with Immersion Travel Magazine. Just saying hi to everybody out there. We'll be doing a Q&A session, maybe showing off a little bit of the magazine if we don't receive any questions. This is mostly a test. We're going to be using this platform the entire time for the Sustainable Travel Summit. If you guys haven't heard of that yet, you can check out sustainabletravelsummit.com with all the information on how to view that. And we're just going to give a sec, see if we get any questions in chat here. And if we don't see anything, I'll kind of go through the issue and some cool stuff on the members site. So,
okay.
Anything yet? We're expectantly waiting.
It looks like we might have a little bit of a lag.
Go to the... Okay, that seems normal. All right, well, since we haven't received any questions, I'm going to just kind of go through. We're going to switch over to my desktop over here. And you could see our membership site is up. We're just going to click to learn a little more because that's what we're doing today. Let's go check out the magazine. So for those of you who don't know, we'll be starting our membership kind of drive via Kickstarter. That'll start June 1st with the summit, same day, same time. And a lot of people wonder what it means to be a Immersion Travel member. And it's a little different than just subscribing to a magazine. Of course, you can always go to members.immersiontravelmag.com to learn more and maybe read a little bit more on your own. But for now, I'm going to just go through a couple things here. So, of course, there is the magazine, right? If we're a magazine, we should probably have some issues for you guys to read. So let's go take a look at that. Right now, you can see our sample issues are up. The Boston-Burlington issue is currently the only one available. We'll be releasing the other two shortly after the summit, which is June 1st through June 4th. And let's just take a look at it real quick here. So our cover, if you guys want to look through, you can always go through the contents and see everything that the magazine has to offer. If you want a little bit more traditional page flipping type experience, you can just click on next article here and see what's going on. A letter from Claire right here.
In that picture, I've had a few people ask, but I'm holding one of those little...
It's like a buzzer when you're at a restaurant.
Yeah, so it lets you know when your food is ready, and it's in the shape of a lobster. We went to this really, really good lobster place in Boston. So you can learn more about that in the issue.
Yep. So yeah, there's some fun slideshows, and we have videos, and of course a lot of interesting stories from folks. Here's just a video we put together
table lunch at one
talking
of the
to Burlington locals about what they like to do in their town.
I have one big favorite. It has to do with the fact that I'm a jazz fan.
Good content.
And we have a really terrific jazz festival here.
My favorite. I really love this this article. It was just fun to design and take the videos and stuff. It's a shark egg, by the way. You can kind of get an idea. It's just a nice, clean, easy to read layout with photos and videos along the way. If you have a chance, I really recommend this one here. This is a scuba diving in the giant ocean tank of the New England Aquarium, and it's kind of a treat to watch. We've watched it a lot just because we like it so much. So let's head back really quick. We also have our learning library right here. And there's not a whole lot in it yet, but we do have our country information database, which is kind of a neat feature. we're very excited to offer this, and hopefully it will grow and continue to grow over time with guides that Claire and her writers are working on, and maybe some media from my side of the business here.
So we're working with a lot of experts around the world, including Sophia Heider from Papelia. But we're going to be putting together cultural etiquette guides. So no matter where you travel to, you're going to be kind of in the know as to what is culturally appropriate and what is not. Sometimes we'll talk about dress code and some ways to not offend anyone, hand gestures, phrases, helpful stuff like that, so you don't feel so out of place when you travel.
Right. Here you can see I've pulled up France just really quickly to give you an example of this is just a taste of what this database will provide. We are, of course, still actively developing it. We're a 2-person team, so implementing features takes a little bit right now. Hopefully with a successful Kickstarter, we can bring on a few more team members and really deliver you guys this awesome content quicker. But yeah, just for example, this is France, so it'll pull up a little map in case you don't know where France is or whatever country you're looking up is. You can go down, see the flag, some basic information about language, currency, what the weather was like in the capital. Here's one of the parts I think is really cool is that it'll bring up the socket types used, so you know what kind of socket is available or what kind of adapters you need to bring with you, and it'll let you know voltage as well. Of course, a lot of people use universal socket adapters these days, but this is still a nice reference to know what you need to have with you. Maybe you're trying to keep your load a little lighter. You don't want one of those big bulky multi-adapters. You can just bring the ones you need. And it has tipping information, and all this information is provided by locals, by the way, and submitted to the database. Just some different categories of tipping. ATMs, what they're called locally, so you can find them. Right now, everything's basically assuming that you're coming from the U.S. or an English-speaking nation. As we go forward, we'd like to kind of implement where you can select what country you're traveling from and what country you're traveling to, so it can give you information in your native language as well. It'll give you some information about accepted credit and debit cards. Okay. Always good to know what you can and cannot use on a country. Information on phone carriers. If you're going to be there, immersion travel, sometimes you can be in a place for a long time. You might want to be able to have a kind of inexpensive cell phone or something that you buy locally instead of trying to bring your smartphone over. And these are a great place to start with that. And then, of course, emergency contact numbers. And as we said before, we'll be adding guides, hopefully some images as we move forward. And as we do issues in each place, we'll probably add links to the issues that have to do with the location. And really any other information that people find useful.
Another exciting feature that we are really looking forward to implementing is just a question section. So if you look through all this information and you're not finding what you're looking for, you can submit a question to us and we'll reach out to our network of experts and we'll get some of the best answers for you as quickly as possible. And so, we want to be the platform for sustainable travel for you, so you can come in and explore and learn and kind of venture out from here.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us to another good point, and that's the rest of our learning library, right? This little country database is only one part of the information we're trying to bring to folks. As you can see down here, we have a bunch of coming soon buttons, of course, because we are still, as always, working on bringing you more and more great content. Videos, we should see one actually relatively soon, provided by Grail. Great guys up in Seattle who make a water purification bottle. But they'll be doing a video on water safety while traveling, and we'll be adding that soon to this section. But we'll hopefully have more videos from experts, neat interviews, just a lot of stuff that will be exclusive for members. It'll be a special part of being an Immersion Travel Magazine member. You can see next to it we have destination guides. We have 2 or 3 in the works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a few in the works right now. A couple are pretty close to being released. And then we'll produce a section of checklists. Over there you can see me kind of messing with my cameras. Most of you probably won't be bringing a full camera kit, but it's still kind of a fun thing to think about if you were to bring your favorite or ideal setup, right?
So with the checklists, we're going to be including some different packing lists, as well as checklists for things to look for in a sustainable destination, questions to ask, just making sure that what you're signing up for is really what you think you're signing up for. And so a lot of really helpful things will be popping up in that checklist section pretty soon.
Also, for anybody who has questions, and if you're just coming in, we noticed we had a few more people join. If you want to ask questions, but you don't have a YouTube account or you're unsure, if you have a Twitter account, you can tweet at us or use the hashtag ITMSummit17. And we will be monitoring Twitter as well for any questions that people have. In the meantime, we're just going to kind of keep going through a tour of membership here. So let me head back. Okay, so on top of the magazine and the Learning Library, we also will be offering discounts. We have some really great industry partners. And while we don't really do advertising, there's no ads in the issues, for example, we do go out and we find products that we ourselves use or companies that we have tried or one of our freelancers has tried and really highly recommends. And what we do is we connect with them after they've been reviewed and say, hey, we have a great product. Would you like to work with us? And so that's what this discounts page down here is. If we go in here, you can see that we have a few of these companies. Bluffworks, for example, makes men's travel pants and actually quite a few things. We have shorts and jackets and all sorts of great travel apparel now. And they'll offer 10% off to all of our members. Grail, who we spoke about earlier, who makes that awesome purification bottle, they are offering 20% off all their products, right? And as you go down, you can kind of see we have a few of these at Local Adventura. Discounts on their tours, which are throughout Latin America. Pink International, specifically an intern and cultural immersion program for young women. They in Spain, and they are offering $300 off one of their trips. And then we have Visit.org, which is actually a nonprofit organization that works with communities, community-based nonprofits as well, and arrange really cool local tours. And so they are offering $10 off any tour as well with them as a member. So that's just another great part about being an Immersion member is you get access to special discounts from our partners. And we, of course, will be working with more and more companies as we go forward. And so what I like to tell people is, we're offering a $40 membership, right? And let's say that you wanted to take a tour with Local Adventura. Well, if you took a multi-day tour and you got $50 off, your membership has already paid for itself. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. And not only did you get that discount where you already recovered your $40 on your Immersion membership, but you get access to the magazine. You get access to that wonderful learning library, the entire thing. And I forgot to mention with the magazine, when we have a nice big library of issues, you don't just have access to the year that you signed up. You have access to all the issues ever made. So let's say we do an issue on Puerto Rico, and 3 years from now, you want to go look up Puerto Rico, but you just got a membership for that year. You can still go back and look up the Puerto Rico issue and see what we covered, which is, I think, a really great reference and easy way to get value out of those issues. You may have heard us mention the ITM Summit once or twice. It's coming up June 1st and 4th through the 4th. We are really, really excited. We also have like a little pre-summit session Wednesday night. We will be interviewing Peggy Vale, who is the director of Gringo Trails. We're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, so the summit was really kind of our way of showing everyone the kind of content that they can expect from Immersion Travel Magazine and to see all the amazing organizations and companies that we do work with. And so the summit is really kind of an amazing place just to come and ask questions and learn about what sustainable travel is and what it looks like and what it feels like. We're going to be diving into kind of the questions of what sustainable travel actually is and how to plan for it and how to create itineraries around it. That'll be the first day on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're going to be diving into packing and preparing and planning the best way that we can. And then on Saturday is when we kind of get off that beaten path, and we're actually going to be able to take you on a little virtual tour around the world. We will be visiting places like Tanzania, Mexico City, Las Vegas, finding like the green side of Las Vegas that can be hard to find. And so lots of really cool places, cool people to talk to. We'll have travel experts and guides answering questions, basically on how to travel off the beaten path. And then Sunday, I'm really excited about because it's all about food and finding that authentic experience no matter where you go. So we're going to have a live brunch, and we'll be sending out an ingredient list here soon. So make sure to sign up for our newsletter, because I'll be sending out the ingredients via our newsletter. And you can pop in the kitchen and cook with us on Sunday morning. And after that, we're going to be talking about best ways to have some amazing food and to also stay healthy while you're trying out these new and exciting dishes. Our final event for this summit is going to be an amazing keynote by Louise from Travel Plus Social Good, and she's going to be laying out what the future of tourism and travel looks like from here on out. So we hope to see you there. That'd be great.
You want to check for questions here? Looks like we haven't went through Facebook for some reason. All right, we're just doing a quick check here.
Okay.
For questions.
Yeah, if you're watching and you have a question, please add it into our live chat window. And you can still tweet at us. We're checking our feed at ITM Summit 17, hashtag ITM Summit 17.
Okay. One last thing. This isn't really so much an advantage of being a member, but just something fun we did. We wanted to put together a fan kit. We've had some really great artists put together some drawings, and of course we couldn't resist slapping a logo on those. But in all honesty, yeah, we wanted to create a little thing that you could show your immersion pride. One of them is a favorite I've seen a couple times is this phone background with the Travel Scout. That seems to be popular, and we have a few options here that are nice. So yeah, if you feel like you want to spread the word a little bit or just want some cool artwork for your desktop or phone, you can go down to our fan kit and download any of these. They come in a variety of resolutions and things as well, so you can get it for all your devices. Oh. All right, quiet audience. We'll hang out for a little bit, waiting to see if we get any questions. We'll probably stick around for another 5 minutes or so just to see if we hear anything. Again, you can ask questions in the chat window on YouTube. You can also tweet at Immersion Travel Mag or use the hashtag ITM Summit 17.
Okay. So earlier we did mention our Kickstarter, and our Kickstarter campaign will be up on Thursday, and it'll have a video that we created that talks a little bit more about what Immersion is and what our plans are and how we would like to move forward with a strong membership base. And so without this Kickstarter campaign, we really can't do all these amazing things that we've been talking about. We really need members just to know that we have some interest and we have an audience who wants these things. And so...
and as we mentioned before, we don't do advertisements, so we are completely member supported. So in order to bring this content, we really, really do need members. It's the only way for us to do it. And I think that that's something that is unique in the market today. I know I open up a magazine from the newsstand, and it's hard to find the actual content because of all the ads. And so we'd really like to change that that format and bring you guys really great content without being constantly interrupted by yet another luxury watch ad or an ad for BMW or things that you're honestly probably never going to get. So here, it's just honest reviews, stories from our travels and from other people, writers and photographers that work with Immersion, and that's what we provide you guys in the magazine. And we do have our industry partners, as we noted before, but we don't really, you have to go looking for those discounts on our site. And as a member, you're going to probably want to. They got a lot of really great stuff. But, I don't know if you mentioned our ethics code yet. That's also a really important part of Immersion Travel Magazine. You can trust our reviews because we do not accept any kind of compensation or special treatment of any kind.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we started Immersion Travel Magazine several years ago, and the idea was just starting to kind of blossom in our minds, I had been a travel writer for a couple years, and whenever I tried to write an article for a magazine, they wouldn't be able to reimburse my travel. And so I wound up having to go in and talk to hotels and places that these magazines wanted me to review. And I didn't have the money. I was a struggling writer. And so what I had to do is ask them, hey, can I trade a good review for a night's stay? Because I do need to review this place. And they'd say, sure. I mean, that's cheap advertising for them. And as I did this more and more, I felt that it just wasn't honest. I'd wind up writing things or leaving things out that weren't true, and I felt like I was lying to my readers. And so I learned that more and more this is happening in the industry, and a lot of writers are finding themselves in similar situations. And so I wanted to be able to change that. And so Chris and I have been working together on this model so that it is reader-based, and we are able to pay our journalists what they're worth and reimburse them, or even give them our credit card and say, hey, charge the credit card for everything you're doing here because we want you to review honestly about this place. So destinations don't know that someone is writing for us when they go in and review. That way we get the most authentic travel experience, and we come back with an honest review for our readers.
Right, and because we completely rely on those membership fees, that means that we make you the priority. We are held responsible for the content that we provide our members, and they kind of become our stakeholders, if you will. We're not publicly traded, so we don't really have stake or stockholders, but the point is that by becoming a member, we only care about what you need as a traveler. We're not interested in what the destination wants to advertise. We're not interested in what kind of glossy finish the tour company wants to provide journalists. We're interested in an honest and complete as possible review so that when you go there, you can trust that you will have a similar experience, which we think is pretty important. I mean, I know it's happened to us many times because we traveled a lot for personal reasons before we even started this magazine, that we would, go on Lonely Planet or TripAdvisor or any number of sites and read their reviews and get there and wouldn't even be similar experience, right? I mean, getting a different tour guide or something could make a difference in a tour, of course. And time, of course, makes a difference in all destinations. But it's good to have a reliable idea, a snapshot of what that location was like, instead of, like we say, looking through rose-colored glass. So.
Absolutely.
No, switch back to you.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, everybody. We didn't get any questions, but I hope that you did enjoy learning a little bit more about Immersion and kind of seeing what's in store. So we hope to see you back here Wednesday night for that very special interview with Peggy Vale of Gringo Trails. And then, of course, the summit starts Thursday morning right here on this live video.
And if you're watching this video after the fact, of course, this will be on YouTube later when we're not live, you can still ask questions about this session. Just send us a tweet at Immersion Travel Mag. You could probably still use the hashtag ITM Summit 17, depending how long after the summit you're watching this video. And then, of course, you can always email us, info@immersiontravelmag.com. Thank you guys so very much. It was a pleasure being able to talk to all of you today, and we'll see you at the summit.
Thank you. We'll see you later.